What's going on, Chattanooga? It's your girl Zainab K here with Brewer Media Group, and here I have the lovely Tyler and Lily, and they are part of the wonderful Hamilton cast in town for this week and next week. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
We're doing so good.
Oh my goodness. So I saw it last night. It was amazing. My first time. And of course, every night is different when performing. So what do you look forward to when you get up on the stage?
That's a great question. I feel like for me, what is exciting is even though we do the same show every night, it is always different. Even if it's the same company that's on, but because Hamilton is Hamilton, we do have a lot of times swings and understudies that go on a lot, so it is never the same show, even when it's the same people. So I think there's always some spark of newness every night that I'm just excited to experience because like I said, we call it the Hamilton multiverse.
Yes.
Because it's it really truly is a different show every night, and that is the one thing I look forward to, just what the difference will be.
Oh my goodness. Now, with there being a lot of moving parts, of course the stage, how do you guys manage to stay in sync with one another at the same time while also letting your individuality shine?
That's a great question.
I think the power of knowing that we have the whole cast to support us as a community, knowing that the show as a whole is so great and so stable, that allows us to find those individuality moments, at least for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think the show is beautifully written and staged that allows you to find your freedom in what your role is, and that freedom adds to the tapestry of the whole thing. There's a lot of moving parts, like you said. The floor literally moves. You do got to get your sea legs at first when you first start, but once you get that, the body just kind of takes over, and it's kind of muscle memory at that point.
Were you guys familiar with the the historical figures before joining the cast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
History class.
Right,
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And I'm from Virginia myself, so Revolutionary. Yeah. So the Revolutionary period was always taught, because I'm from Hampton, 757, that. So Yorktown is right in my area. So all that Revolutionary War stuff was ingrained in us. So yeah.
Well, unlike you guys, I did not. I didn't, and just seeing it, it definitely made me more interested in who Alexander Hamilton was.
Yeah.
And interesting fact, the play actually boosted interest in U.S. history. When I did my research last night, I found that out. Sales of Alexander Hamilton's biography skyrocketed actively. So was there any fact that has stuck with you or stood out to you since joining the cast, learning about the story and all of that?
Yeah, I think for me, what is the most intriguing to me, which he kind of leaves the breadcrumb trail in the show, but I think the real Alexander Hamilton, for me, what is really interesting to me is his faith journey, how he related to faith, when he was in the Caribbean, fighting for his life, literally, and then fast forward to who he becomes, after his son passes away.
Yeah.
How he relates to faith and Christianity has really been the most fascinating thing to me that I've learned, over the course of time. Just adding more layers of his humanity and who he is.
Yeah. Now, this is quite a large cast. So would you say your relationships off stage help create the ones that you are portraying on stage?
Oh yeah. 100%.
Absolutely.
How was that process?
Oh yeah, our relationship dynamics backstage is what helps us kind of form the bonds on stage, and we're lucky enough to have a really great dynamic with everybody in the cast, which is we're extremely grateful and lucky to have. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Were there any moments during rehearsal or even the audition process that led to a breakthrough in developing your character?
Ooh. That's a great question.
I think in studio for me, because I play a dual role, so I play two different characters, I think with the team, they gave me a lot of freedom to put a lot of my individuality and perspective in, because for specifically Mariah Reynolds, where it's kind of unsure how much she was involved in kind of that situation with her husband in Hamilton at the time with the affair. So getting to make that choice for me, it's brings my own aspect into it, how I wanted to portray the situation. So yeah.
I think for me, even just and I used to be part of the other Hamilton company that's on the West Coast right now.
Okay.
But I played Lawrence Phillip there, and I understudied Hamilton before I joined, and now
Look
doing
at
Hamilton.
God.
Hey, won't he do it? What for me, what was the biggest jump from playing Hamilton occasionally to every night was just getting used to the vulnerability of what it means to like be passed the ball every night.
Yes.
And realizing, and I've said this before, I think I've said it a few times in the past, but this show kind of reminds you that most people feel like they're Burr than Hamilton, and that I had to reckon with those parts of me that don't quite feel like Hamilton, and why that feels so uncomfortable, and why I have to push past that for the sake of the show, and So yeah, I think that was probably like my biggest breakthrough and learning curve, and something that as the months go continues to get clearer. But yeah, that was a big thing to be like, oh whoa, okay, this is what it's asking of me.
Yeah. Now, touching on connectivity, is there any particular line or scene in the musical that holds special significance for you, and why?
It's so hard to pick just
I know.
one. It's so hard to pick just
There
one.
was
You
a-
got a lot of lines. You got like over 1,000
I
lines.
know.
There's one,
Oh.
I think George Washington has stuck out to me where he said, dying is easy and living is hard and he's talking to you.
Yes.
I was like, I felt
That's
that.
one.
Yeah.
It's so easy to want to give
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
And it's like there's a lot of, more than just a history lesson, there's like life lessons in there.
Absolutely. It's really hard to pick just one. And I will say, as I get older and this show, I grow with this show, certain lines
Yeah.
hit me different. What has been hitting me, I would say this month, teach me how to say goodbye, that Hamilton says at the end.
Oh my goodness.
Like that has been absolutely leveling me lately.
Are you one to like hold on to things or
Yeah,
people?
yeah. I definitely, and I think the lesson I've been learning that life is teaching me is seasons change. Things that we enjoy and love, all good things come to an end.
Yeah.
And that is hard for me to accept.
Me too.
And so the pleading of the teach me how to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't even know how to.
Yeah.
You got to teach me how to say goodbye.
Yeah.
That's,
Have-
I was doing it the other night, and when I, teach me how to say goodbye, I was like, oh, like I was like, oh, like it really like,
Touched you.
it hit me in a way that it has yet to.
Yeah.
And so it was very surprising.
Is there any, would you say you've learned at least one step of how to?
I would say so. I think the first step is admitting that you need help to say goodbye.
Ooh.
The first step is realizing that you don't want to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Seasons change, and that's okay.
What about you, Lily?
For me, I also understudy Eliza. So when I go on as her, kind of similar to you, like when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell my story? I feel like a lot of the times not how are you making an impact, or like how are your choices affecting others, or what kind of legacy you want to leave behind,
Yes.
which is so important, especially I come from a Latin family, so a lot of culture and it's keeping the family dynamics alive and like telling our story and the people that came before us.
Yeah.
So I feel like that line has always hit me of like, okay, what am I grateful for? What am I making? What decisions am I doing that's impacting that? Hopefully one day someone could tell my story.
Yeah.
Speaking of impact, so this play has been out less than 10 years, right? Has already won so many awards, a Grammy, a 2016 Pulitzer, Tony Award. It's making history, given the nature of it being a hip-hop infused musical. But in addition to that, you all are also adding to the history. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's humbling to be a part of this legacy. I remember when this show came out, when the soundtrack came out,
Yeah.
I was obsessed with it like the rest of the world. And then to like know that it was people that looked like us on the stage.
Exactly.
With genres of music that we grew
Yes.
up on, musical languages that we speak.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was incredible, and then to know that we are part of this history of this show of really musical theater history is humbling.
Yeah.
Was that representation something that really stood out to you when you auditioned?
Oh my gosh, 100%. I mean, growing up, I'm from Nashville, but I grew up in Franklin. And so I didn't see a lot of representation of theater, like of just people of color in general. And so seeing a show like this,
Yeah.
where it's everybody across
Yeah.
like all aspects, was like so amazing to see, especially Lin-Manuel, you know, he's Latino,
Yes, yes, yes,
and
yes,
just
yes.
for me that was like, oh my gosh, he created this amazing, beautiful thing, and he's Latino,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so that was great, yeah.
No, I love that. I think just seeing you guys in the beginning, I was like, just this array of color, this sea, and you guys are uber talented.
Thank you.
so
You know,
much.
it's
Thank you.
so amazing. Now, at any given moment, was there a time where you were like, I can't do this, or this is
Oh.
too hard, or I'm gonna give up?
Imposter syndrome is real. It's
Oh
so
yes.
real.
I was gonna say even I fight through that most nights
Yeah.
Not
of the
you.
show. Oh yeah.
Not the main man.
Absolutely. I think there is, but the inspirational thing too, because I think no matter what, you know, at every stage of life, you've never done this day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think the inspiration though that helps me push past it is that we're telling a story of regular people doing extraordinary things. The people that did hard things.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we do this show night after night is, I'm like, okay, this is proof that you can do hard things.
Yes.
This is proof that you've done the hard thing. And you've done the hard thing well. You know what I mean? So there are times when like, seasons where it doesn't affect me as much, and then seasons where it does, you know, for various reasons in life. You know, that just is what it is. But I have to keep having that conversation with myself of like, it's okay to like feel what you're feeling, but like know that even in spite of that, you still are capable of doing the thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
What about you, Lily?
I mean, yeah, this is my first job out of college. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. I graduated this past May, and so it's been such a crazy, wonderful ride. It's been my dream show, and to actually be a part of it. And then also understudying Eliza has been such a journey and experience, but it's been like such a, your mind is really powerful, and sometimes sometimes when you have the stress or the negatives, you try to sometimes you try to get over that, and I've been learning as I've growing as a person that I was like, girl, you got this, you got it together, it's okay.
No, well, you guys seem like a very well-rounded cast. Like, you definitely genuinely are there for one another, not just because you're a part of the show, but genuinely there. And I feel like that shows on stage, and it's so amazing. Now, being that you guys are here for about another week, right? What would you tell someone, or what can someone expect who has never seen a play, especially never seen this one, and they're coming to see this one for the first time?
Yeah, I would say
Not too much at once.
right. Yeah, I would say it is a musical telling the story of our first Treasury Secretary, Alexander Hamilton, his life, his upbringing, his journey to the top, told through hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Tyler. Thank you so much, Lily.
Thank you.
I love it. And Chattanooga, definitely come out. You can get your tickets at the Tivoli website, and I'll probably enter that later. But thank you guys so much.
Thank you.